Okay, everybody, Sunday night here, the 18th. I wanted to give you kind of a lab, those that missed lab on Friday. I wanted to give you a little bit of what we looked at on Wednesday. Some of the things we looked at as we're thinking about establishing some turf. I also wanted to show you, we're going to do a little kind of experiment with um, the cores that we pulled uh, the other day. So um, one of the things that I did coming into the lab the other day was to grab a bunch of the different aggregate or rock and help you understand that I talked about the different uh, coarseness of like sand, or we can also look at rock to help us understand that. So a lot of times underneath the fields we're going to need drainage utilizing a certain, you know, rock choice, and you do have choices. You can see this one on the far right is definitely very fine rock, where the one over here on the left a little more coarse. They call that pea gravel, and then this is a little thicker. So when we decide on what we put underneath, I think any of it's good for drainage, but you'll realize that the thicker, the coarser stuff, the larger size rock, the water's going to be able to drain through that a lot easier than the stuff, the more fine. And the same goes with different sand. I don't have different sand coarseness, different samples of sand, because we only have that one particular very fine sand that the course has. But we can see here that there is a difference, and you'll have to determine when you place your order. If you are working on a field or working on a path, or like a driveway at your facility, or a cart path, even just putting rock down for drainage, as we'll see that at the softball field, you're going to be asked to tell them what type of rock you want. So there's always choices. So I just wanted to help you understand that there are different sizes, and that'll help you understand the particle size makes a difference, whether it's rock or sand. So we're going to use some of this rock as our base. Most really well-drained fields are golf greens, golf bunkers, golf tees. They are built with the bottom layer of gravel or rock. So what else? And you're gonna get a chance to do this later this semester. Now I've got the cores. The cores that we pulled. We're going to try to plant these cores to see if we can get some grass to grow. They've been out of the ground now for a while, so I wanted to get them in a pot tonight and get them watered. That'll be a little experiment we do, see if we can get some bent grass to grow. I think these cores came from not sure if they came from the course or the putting green. They were up by the maintenance facility. They're not very, they're only about an inch in diameter, or in height, I should say. Maybe like an inch and a half, maybe size cores. So remember, the ones at the green were 3 inches. So again, they have to be from a tee or a putting green. The on-course greens when they had a core that thick. So, and then you can see the sand again, that they have to use for the top dressing, to fill our bunkers, and then we're also going to utilize that in the organic mixture of the soil, because again, we need a layer of sand before we put our dirt layer on too. So you're gonna, like I said, you're gonna get a chance to do this. We'll plant some seed later this semester, but this is one way to establish turf, is utilizing cores. So I'm gonna move this stuff out of the way for a minute, and I'm gonna bring in this pot, pretty big pot. So the pot has a depthness of about a foot, so it's about a foot deep is the pot. And at the bottom there's some holes, and that helps when you're watering. You usually people don't go around planting grass in these things, but I do because I'm experimenting. So it's good. We'll be able to water and we don't want to have the water totally stuck in there. It'll get too wet, and we don't want that. So what we're going to do is we'll put some rock in. Actually move my it'll be easier for you to see this. So I'm going to put a layer. I'll just put a couple layers of rock in, and at 12 inches we want about a quarter, maybe a third of it or a quarter to be rock. So we'll put some rock in the bottom. We'll start with the the thick stuff on the bottom, and we'll probably just do a couple inches high. Still got a little cough, but I'm doing well, feeling good. Been able to run and stay pretty normal, just have to stay here. So we'll put our rock in. Hopefully you can see that. So I'm actually just going to put the whole thing in there, and we'll just mix it up. And that'll be a good drainage layer on the bottom. Probably about 2 inches in depth. Yeah, about 2 inches in depth there of rock. So next I'm going to get all my sand in there. I just took some samples. So I'm going to put a little sand layer in there. And again, that's going to help. That's good for growing grass in. The roots can get down in there. Move these plugs out of the way for a minute. Okay. I'll dump the rest of the sand in. There's a couple cores in there, but it's not going to matter. We'll just break them up. So I got my sand layer. Now the rest we're going to make up a mix of, that's some potting mix laying around the house here in the garage, which is just like a dark soil, real fluffy, they call it loamy. And then I also have some dirt just from the garden, this is dirt that I've created from compost through the years, just in one of our landscape gardens. So we're going to top off pretty much the rest of that. We'll mix it up. So that's just going to mix this loamy stuff and just kind of mix them together. So I've got a loam mix and a dirt mix. It's like peat moss or potting soil. And so when when you're establishing your field, you usually just don't, you want to get a nice underlayer. You want to dig up so that you can put this a little better soil, which will help the grass grow better, rather than just trying to plant stuff right into the existing. Especially our soil is clay, so I don't want to do that. So I've taken that mix, I've poured it in there. I shift it around a little bit, and now on top, I'm going to throw the plugs from that green. And see if any of that will grow. So this is a total experiment. I've never done this, but pretty confident I think it will probably work. And then I'm just going to water that, and we'll see in about a week or so, week to 10 days, we should get some new grass growing up. So that's one way, again, to establish, and you can kind of understand how we would put, build a green from scratch or build an athletic field from the ground up. You just don't throw seed or sod into the area. You have to dig down a little bit and create that good bottom layer to help the grass grow better and help it be healthier compared to just throwing seed in the ground and hoping for the best. So we'll see what happens. This is an experiment, and hopefully we get some good bent grass, a good bent grass sample coming out of this pot. So again, you'll get a chance to try this on a smaller scale later in the semester. So that's kind of what we did. I also showed them the area that we were going to be doing some work on. You'll get to see that probably not this week, but maybe in following weeks. I've got some pictures of the results of that, which I'll be posting this week. So you'll have enough going on this week. I would like to meet anybody that can make it to the softball field Friday. I'm going to be posting this video, a lecture, and then another video for Wednesday. We won't be meeting Monday or Wednesday. Monday I got to stay at home. Tuesday I'm allowed to come back to campus, but Wednesday we're going to be teaching golf up at South Courtright. So we got, hopefully, a little action here. It's like the EMS just rolled by. So Friday, again, if you can make it, we'll meet at the university softball field. And we'll get to talk about that. So, all right, hope everyone's well, and I'll look forward to catching up with you later this week. Again, all the content will be up for you at the Vanco Hall site. Week 4 already. So, okay, thanks.